Welcome back, everybody, to the Nevin Shapiro Show. I'm Mike Tirado. I'm here with Nevin Shapiro. Unfortunately, we know how this episode's going to go. We're going to talk everything. We're going to talk it all out from the beginning to the end, where we're going to break down everything for you guys. Very unfortunate loss at Hard Rock Stadium Friday night versus Louisville. Not much else to say for the introduction other than if you're not subscribed yet, please click that subscribe button. We are sponsored by K2 Water Hydration. So if you want to get the best hydration formula in South Florida, go to k2waterhydration.com and use code NEVIN10 for your discount. And of course, as we start every show, let's get into the action. All right, Nev, I know we got a lot to talk about here, so I want to break it down into segments so we don't go all over the place and everybody can kind of follow along. Let's start with how Louisville came out. Okay, I know you got other things to talk about, and you can break into them at any point that you want. But what I saw from the beginning when Louisville came out is they came out in a wildcat look. They came out and they scored 2 quick scores out of that look that wasn't shown on film. Then the defense was able to hone it back in, and we had a lot of offensive struggles from there. So kind of want to start from that point and get your thoughts on that.
Yeah. So, I never make notes. Right?
Yeah.
Ever. Mm-hmm. Today, I didn't really have to make notes as far as what I want to talk about with regards to the game, but there's so much that I have to unpack that I had to give myself a list.
This is the first time I've ever seen
an index, and it's just so I don't leave anything out.
Sure.
Like I owe it to the people to really know what's going on. Okay? Mm-hmm. And I'm going to drop it, right? And I will say that I am going to break this down into a few segments. We're going to talk about the game, this is our post-game review. We're going to talk about our next opponent, and then I'm going to go into a very personal dissertation, State of the Union address about what's real, not what's fluffsters out there putting out there, but what's real. I've saved text messages from significant people that matter a lot to this program. Yes or no?
Yep. We've gotten a lot of texts.
And I'm going to read it. These aren't my comments. I'm going to read the comments. But with all that being said, let me start with saying I got fooled again. I drank the Kool-Aid. I said 1 loss before the season. Did I not?
You did. You said 11-1.
I figured it, and I said early on, and you can clip it up the way you're going to do your editing. I said Louisville would be a problem for us. You said, what's our danger game? Going back 6 weeks, 2 months. I said Louisville's our danger game. Friday night lull. Louisville pain in the ass. Jeff Brom, great offensive mind. I did think the loss may come, though. I thought we'd get through because we're at home. Certainly, I knew we'd get through the gauntlet of 5-0. I said that. And if we did, everything was in front of us. We're going to break it down. But Jeff Brom took Mario Cristobal behind the woodshed and said, this is how you coach a football team. A two touchdown underdog.
Yep.
And before I get into it, over the last 21 games since 2022, Mario Cristobal has been a double-digit favorite 21 times. He's lost 5 of those games outright.
Yeah.
16-5 against teams that they're supposed to crush by 2 scores or more. I'm here. I owe the fan base an apology. I bought the Kool-Aid. Now what you have, Mike, is the same situation as last year. The same identical situation as last year.
Mm-hmm.
Where you think you're indestructible, but maybe you're not as indestructible as you think you are. Based on false hopes and promises. And I'm just like you guys. I got sucked into it too. This guy who took all the hate, he didn't. He didn't.
Yeah.
We're going to go through the game.
Yeah.
But that's my, and we're going to go into the game. But what was one of your shorts previews? There's only one guy that could
fuck this up for us.
And I said I'm not going to curse on this show today because I want it to be really legitimate, factual base so you guys can understand how deep in this thing I am. Okay? I said there's only one guy that could whatever. Who was it?
Mario Cristobal.
I hate to be Nostradamus. But, Mike, winning masks flaws.
Yes, it does.
Okay? It masks flaws. And fans overlook that stuff. Me as well. But losses reveal the cracks that are within.
Yep.
We're here. And I'm going to share them with all you guys as we get done, as we move on.
I took a lot of hate coming into this year, coming from my prediction of 8-4. And the prediction was based on previous statistics. And I've always told you that, like, when you're going into a season, the only thing you have to base it off on is your previous seasons. And there's been a pattern, and it hasn't been a one-year pattern.
This is the pattern.
This is a pattern of Mario Cristobal dropping games that he shouldn't. And we're way more talented.
And we're going to address, well, he's a great recruiter. I already know where you people are coming from. I already got the anti-hate responses ready. He's a great recruiter. This is the best we've been in 20 years. Is there really a tremendous separation between him and Manny Diaz, result-wise? No. Okay. Now, that being said, let me give the cup half full analogy. We still should go to the playoffs.
Correct.
And we still could win the ACC if we're going to have to beat SMU. Because if we lose SMU, the ACC is done.
Yes.
And so that becomes our game.
We need Louisville to lose one more.
That becomes our game. Okay. Right. Louisville's no earth-shattering team. But I did look at their record, and they could be a very serious dark horse to slide right into this playoff situation.
They could.
With one loss only at
double overtime Virginia.
It wouldn't matter, because if they're in the ACC and they can handle their own,
Correct.
They certainly could beat Georgia Tech if they were to play.
Definitely.
And us get bumped. But that being said, Miami still has the cup half full. They're just not as good as everyone else thought they were. Me included. Like, I'm part of you guys. Me included. I got suckered too. This all-world offensive line, 400 pounds a man, 350 a man, 80 yards rushing, 15 attempts. And I'm not including Malachi Tony's 2 attempts and Carson Beck running for his life attempts. 15 attempts.
Yep.
Okay, 80 yards. Okay. Oh, and by the way, all right. Yeah. I'm ready to roll, man. Let's go into the post-game analysis.
Yeah. So, I had a couple of points, Nev, that I kind of wanted to break it into. So, first point was, defense started to hold up, but there was 2 plays that were killing us all game. And it was an adjustment that didn't ever get made. That outside zone run with Isaac Brown, and I'm going to clip this too. In our pregame, I said to you, 3 keys to victory. Number 1, do not let Isaac Brown get outside of the tackle and get outside on that outside linebacker's shoulder, because that's where he's a problem. And that's exactly what happened. In that play against Chris Bell, that crossing route play, they couldn't stop it all game. They held them to 10 points after they gave up the initial 14 in the first 2 drives. So for me, I'm not putting a huge blame on the defense. To only give up 10 points the rest of the game is plenty enough stops, especially with how many turnovers we had, putting our defense in terrible situations. And they were able to hold their own, and they gave plenty of stops for our offense to win this football game. I mean, we only lost by 3, but that was one of my points, and I wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Okay, so agreed. And as I said on our preview, you got 4 guys. Did I not say it?
Yep.
You had 4 guys. For the Miami fan base, you don't have to go check your guide about who's who. It was number 7, Miller Moss. It was number 1, Isaac Brown. It was number 0, Chris Bell, who probably went to the NFL on this game Friday night, and Colin Lacey, number 5, right? Who dominated the game? Those 4 guys, really those 3, right? Miller Moss was great. He was unaffected. And what I really saw from him is Jeff Brown's a really good coach, and Jeff Brown would be a really great hire. I don't know if he would even consider it, but I think he'd be an amazing hire for either Florida or Florida State, just on a curveball statement. I think he would do amazing with those programs. I had a lot of respect. I've always had a lot of respect for him, and I said that. We did adjust, but for them to not be able to, man, they just kept running the same plays. And from our vantage point, from where we sit in our suite, you could see it opening up for you.
Correct.
This guy Isaac Brown had 7 yards to run before he got touched, and he's blazing fast. Oh, by the way, another Miami kid. So Isaac Brown, Miami kid. Chris Bell, not exactly sure where he's from, but yeah, you were spot on that.
I remember I asked you in the pregame last time. I was like, "Is Isaac Brown's 4.3 speed a concern to you?" That was one of my questions, because you could see the kid is a fucking lightning rod.
Not only that, did my cursing get into you, Mike?
I need to pick up the slack here for you.
Oh my God!
You know,
do I need to
this
bring
is
a
not
soap?
the Nevin Shapiro
do I need
show.
to bring a bar of soap, please? But anyway, so Isaac Brown, he runs a 4.3. Honestly, Mike, he looks like he runs a 3.3. That dude was, he was hitting holes. It was crazy, and it was right in front of us. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, man, this dude had 7 yards before he got touched.
And there was something you said to me that kind of opened my eyes too. You go, "Mike, is there anybody on our team like that?" And I go, "You're right. There isn't.
Yeah,
we don't have a guy that's like bam,
that is something that I do want to address while we're in this show." And I go, okay, so like, there's a lot of commentary on JoJo Trader, Jordan Lyle.
I was about to get into that, so we might as well.
You know, listen, Jordan Lyle, JoJo Trader, and obviously we're gonna talk about Ray Joseph, right, and what's going on with that situation. And I want to break it down where I'm just not like partial, because we're not really there, right? So let's be fair to the coaching staff. We're not there, and we don't know what these issues are. Now, Lamar Jackson tweeted out, "Where's JoJo Trader?" One snap. Okay. Mario's got to come clean with the fan base. Does he have to? Yeah. He's a South Florida kid, and people want to know. He's one of ours. Yeah, what's up with this kid? You're highlighting him and you're touting him to be this and be that. What's up with him? Right? I've gotten mixed reports, okay? And I had to go a little bit deeper than our traditional means, because I'm not going to go throw someone under a bus that doesn't deserve to be thrown under a bus. So he's got to take some of his own accountability and responsibility for this situation, right? Okay. That being said, what's up, man? What's up? He's hurt. He's this and that. I'm tired of Mario's word salad, right? It's gotten to me. I think it's gotten to a lot of people, me more than others probably, just because I know him and I see through the language, and we're going to get into this. But what's going on with those guys? Jordan Lyle, how many? 5 carries, 15 yards? I can tell you this, Mike. You know, I talk to a lot of people out there. For some reason, people think like I'm like an agent, or I'm a NIL guy, or I'm this and that. I don't know, but people reach out to me. 4 SEC coaches texted me, and I'm a U guy first, so I'm gonna rep the U before I rep anybody, right? I want a kid to go here, but if a kid's not going to get a fair shot here, I want to see him end up somewhere where he can go make a better life for himself, especially now NIL and down the road NFL real money, right? 4 SEC coaches. What's up with your boy Lyle? Are they going to use this guy, or can we make a move on him? 4 separate SEC coaches. So don't tell me he can't play or he's hurt. What's up? Yeah. What's up?
You know what it's reminding me of, Nev? Randy Shannon's doghouse that Randy Shannon used to have. He used to put, if you weren't on his side, and you know this, he'd have you in the doghouse.
That doghouse was real. Ask Sam Shields about it. And I had to remove him from the doghouse.
It's what's happening now with some of these players in Mario.
There's no accountability ever from this guy. This guy just doesn't take accountability. He talks tough. He's this and that. Bro, listen, Middle Tennessee State crushed you. I'm telling you, Luther Campbell and another coach out of Broward County could put a Dayton-Broward all-star roster together out of high school, and they could have beaten Middle Tennessee State. Okay?
Yep.
They don't have their highest player is a 3-star, maybe.
Yes, they did not have one.
Like enough with enough, man. Kirk Cignetti did it in a year. They just gave him $11 million and change. Okay, enough. You don't lose a game like this. You just don't lose a game like this, man. You had 2 weeks to prepare. What did I say? Who's the only person that could screw this up?
I hear you.
Okay, and then let's get into Carson Beck.
Before you do that, just wanted to tell everybody our producers have a guest coming. We don't even know who it is, so stick around into the end so you could see this guest. We don't know what's going on here, but just wanted to preface that.
Yeah. Can I read one or two real quick text messages that I received?
Yeah, and then we'll get into Carson Beck.
I want the fans to hear, I'm not the only guy, right? Okay. Names I'll keep out. Mario Cristobal, clearly outcoached by Jeff Rom, SMH. Awful game management, late again. Can't believe this fucking clown, Carson Beck. And excuse my language, but I am reading this off my prompter.
Correct.
Right? So that doesn't count against me for a curse. Okay. Ready? This guy is sort of like Mark Twain, so he likes to write novels. If they can pull this off, I hope they take it for the wake-up call it is. Lots of flaws to work on, starting with the stupid, undisciplined penalties. I hope you read some of my texts on your show. I'm probably one of the most knowledgeable fans out here. I give credit to Louisville and their staff. They put together a great game plan by throwing the quick pass. Miami couldn't run the ball. Louisville is a top 25 team, and Brahma's a great coach. We lost fair and square, and it's time to regroup and fix the mistakes. No excuses and no blame. Only one player. We win as a team. We lose as a team. Okay. Wow, coaching matters. What happened to the great running back? What happened to our great offensive line? Beck is below average if you put pressure on him. Very simple. Whenever Mario plays a coach that knows how to coach and teams have film on Miami, we just become average. So there's a number of text messages, and I have 150 of them. Mm-hmm. Like I always make this joke that like I've become Dr. Phil. By the way, most of these people, I don't even know them. I just randomly give out my number on DM because I'm open to talk to anybody. I don't care. I'm very transparent. Would you say I'm
very
I'm
much?
Not, and those aren't my comments. I got the game for me, Mike, is less upsetting than what I want to talk about later. But we're going to cover the game because the fan base needs to get our preview. There's a lot to be disappointed about. There's a lot to be excited about, but I think this pumps the brakes on false expectations and hopes. Okay? This was Louisville. This wasn't Ohio State or Georgia or Alabama or an SEC top-tier team. It was Louisville. And that's no knock on Louisville. But let's just, for the sake of being practical, look at that question I posed. Mm-hmm. Would we be undefeated in SEC schedule?
We talked about that last time, and I said, like, it's almost wouldn't even be Miami's fault if you lose a couple games in the SEC. It's so brutal, but this proves it, that, and again, there is no knock to Louisville, but they're not an SEC caliber team. They had 3 or 4 guys that Brom knows how to put in certain positions, and that's where coaching comes in.
With 3 guys.
Yep.
They dominated us with 3 guys. A receiver, and and to give their defense credit, they made plays when they really needed to. Mm-hmm. Carson Beck reverted, and I was afraid of this. I really thought our running game would control the narrative of the season. Not to say it still won't, but I didn't expect a team like Louisville, and I got to take my beating. Like, if you're not a Miami fan and you're like, oh, this guy's talking a lot of grief about Miami and they're all that and this and that, I got suckered in. I really, really believed that they could rely on this offensive line to carry them through a situation like this past Friday. And I knew we were in bad, bad trouble. And I said it before the game. I said, Mike, this just feels like a spa.
Yep.
Did I not say that?
Yeah.
I said, man, this stadium feels like a spa. It was very la-di-da, mellow. It was like kumbaya, smoking a peace pipe. There wasn't no like venom and let's like, oh, this is a nice Friday to take off of work early. And it wasn't like Notre Dame.
No, of course.
And you could feel it, man. Mm-hmm. And you could feel it. And it was a sleepy lull. And man, that sleepy lull showed up.
This is another point I want to bring up, and this is a major, major point that we have gotten, you and I, from multiple players, almost feeling like they're venting to us so that we can vent to you.
Yeah.
Miami does not rotate their receivers.
Well, I was gonna go into that, Mike. So I'm glad you brought that up. So let's talk about this.
Miami only plays Keelan Marion, C.J. Daniels, and Malachi Toney. The same rotation, similar situation as last year. Isaiah Horton, Xavier Estrepo, Jacoby George.
And you would ask yourself, why did Isaiah Horton transfer?
Yep.
Well, I can tell you what I was told from family. We need to go to the next level. That was the response.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We need to go to the next level. Okay. That being said, here's my question. Why are we going and spending money? And the number I was told, and I don't know this for sure, was $800,000 for this zero Keelan Marion. We're supposed to bring him in for a specialist.
Mm-hmm.
But we got Malachi Toney returning punts and kicks, right? So why'd we go get that guy if this is what we were going to do? One. And two, why would we go spend money to bring a skilled player when we got Josiah Trader and Josh Moore?
Here's an interesting stat for you guys. Josh Moore had, I think, 16 snaps. Out of those 16, he went out on 5 or 6 routes and the rest are running. Every time Josh Moore comes in, it's to block. So you right away, as a defensive coordinator, you know, hey, number 3's in. More than likely, 80%, it's going to be a run.
Yes.
So so this is for the fan base. If you're Calvin Russell's mom, Nevy, you sending your boy to come play at Miami?
Yep. And
Nick Lanier right behind him?
And remember I told you, I said,
you cannot play games with these South Florida kids, man. You can't do this. This is your breeding ground. Man, I'm going to get into this. Mm-hmm. It's over. You're getting exposed, man. I'm talking about you. When I'm done with this preview, I'm letting you come defend yourself.
Yeah.
Just come sit in.
I told you.
You can talk about my scandal. You could say anything you want. I'll answer whatever. Any show wants to talk, I'll answer anything you want with receipts. Come sit down. We ain't Kane's Insight, bro. I'm not paid by Mario Cristobal to tell you the sky's blue. Right? That's it, man. Like, you guys want to know what's up? Yo, me and this guy are going to tell you what's up.
And I told you, I remember mentioning it to you, just like Andy was saying here.
Shannon Dawson ain't shit. Excuse me. I owe you guys.
That was actually my next thing. But what I wanted to say was I kept telling you, Nev, I said, why when every time Joshua Moore comes in and, you know, these receivers come in, they're run blocking guys. It's a run block scheme.
We don't have one guy that can get outside and run.
But those deep balls that they're throwing to Malachi.
I love Malachi Toney. Listen, man, he's the best freshman in America.
But if you're going to throw into triple coverage, throw it to a 6'3" guy.
What are you doing?
You got Josh Moore who caught 2 great balls against USF.
You could get much more out of Malachi by putting some real crazy speed on the outside, opening up. This kid will just going to do work inside. Yeah. Give him some help.
I know.
Man, he's a freshman. He just turned 18 years old. And he is the entire offense.
Mm-hmm. And before I get into Dawson, you mentioned Carson Beck, and obviously a very bad game, a lot of underthrown balls. But I know we were about to get into it, and then I went a different direction. So wanted to get your thoughts on Carson Beck.
My thoughts on Carson Beck is he is who I thought he was before the season. He's going to play catch with the other team. I think he could be an NFL quarterback, but I see him make a lot of errant throws. I think I said when we did our preview, if he could stay under double-digit interceptions, it will have been a solid season for him. To be very honest, Mike, this guy's game plan has been really vanilla garbage, and we kept giving him a pass and giving him a pass. Like maybe he's seeing something, maybe he's setting it up. Honestly, if we're really, really being honest, Notre Dame walked us down. We hit a last-second field goal. Florida was a dogfight with 4 minutes left, 5 minutes left. Mm-hmm. They were on drive to take the lead. Man, he's been bad. His Shannon Dawson.
In Florida State, we almost choked that game.
His offense has been. I'm not digging it. And, you know, there's one other thing I have to get off my chest. You know, I read some of the comments. You know, you read most of them to me. But every now and then I'll read something that's not directed at me. And I'm just because I'm casually looking at Miami stuff. Is there a fan out there that really thinks Mario Cristobal was the reason Cam Ward went number 1? Is there one person out there that thinks that? That Cam Ward was the number 1 pick in the draft because of Mario Cristobal? Come on, man. Come on. The only thing he had to do with that was getting his recruitment here, which, by the way, is not so difficult when you got free money. Here's $5 million. Let me run this program. Let me run it. With legal money now, let me run it. We won't lose, and there'll be no excuses.
Yeah, 100%.
It's just... ugh.
So that's what I was about to get into. So I have here, for me, his play calling is horrendous and conservative. Same run scheme, only calls 3 of the same pass plays all game. It's either a screen to Malachi or somebody with the screen, a 5-yard curl route in the middle of the field who he hits, or a tunnel screen. There's his 3 plays.
And I'm being told internally, there's so much I want to go on, but I'm being told internally, the guy who really calls the plays is Mirabal and Mario. Now, what's an offensive lineman and an offensive lineman coach doing calling plays? Man, let your guy call the plays. Why do we have 3 guys, man? 3 guys, 0, 7, and 10. Marion, Daniels, Malachi.
They're getting.
Where's the rest of these guys?
Why
would you
reps.
stick around? I'm not trying to force guys out. Why would you stick around? Ray Joseph, I got to defend the kid. Who knows? Everyone said he was a 4-star. Alabama and Clemson thought he was great. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Give us an answer. No one defends it. And so let's go back, Mike. I was told when I said 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I know 3 guys are in the portal. Here's the guys. Ray, Trader, and Lyle. I heard all 3 were out the door. Lyle, he got a few snaps. I know his people were very unhappy. I don't know any 3 of those kids. I don't know any 3 of those guys. I was told all 3 of those guys were gone. Now, you know how many people are going to come after Trader. I know Lyle, easy gone. Because I already told you 4 SEC teams reached out to me. And who am I? I'm nobody. Right? This guy can, man, you cannot give up on your South Florida. Man, this is where these kids are bred, man. Oh, and by the way, you know who made that play to end the game? TJ Capers, who was dying to be a Hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
And went to Mario's high school. I digress.
Yeah, let's keep getting into it. So the other point I wanted to bring up was, for me, and I know for you as well, this was the worst offensive line performance by far of the year. Couldn't get the run game going, really bad in pass protection. And here's the other thing, which never happened last year. Way too many false starts and killing drive penalties.
Mike,
it's 3rd and 2. You get a false start, goes to 3rd and 7. This has never happened.
What was my key? You said, Nev, what's 3 keys? And what did I say? We only need 1 key this week, Mike. What was it? Mario Cristobal and his mindset.
Yeah, mindset. That's right.
That was it. How was their mindset off a bye? It was great. We started off down 14-0 before you could blink. Awesome. Let's go.
Yeah. All right, well, this is the other thing that I believe is just horrible. He needs to get rid of this clock manager yesterday.
Well, I wore my clock a few months ago.
I know.
No one. I guess Indeed didn't do the job for me.
It's so hard to watch. There was a specific, and I know some of the fans that have reached out to us via DM have spoken about this, and I want to speak about it too. Right before the half, Mario went into halftime with 3 timeouts. They hold Louisville to a 4th and 3.
But you don't know why?
Why?
Dude, he saved 15% with Geico by keeping him.
Listen, we were down 14-10, right? We hold Louisville to a 4th and 3. There was over a minute left on the clock. Mario, if you take a timeout there, you got 2 timeouts left and about to get the ball and run your 2-minute offense. You're not leading the game. You're down. And he went into the half with 3 timeouts. Same thing happened with when we were late. We had about a minute left. He doesn't call a timeout. It gets down to about 35 seconds, and then that's when Carson Beck throws the pick. His clock management is horrible because he relies on the statistics guy. It's all based on statistics. How many timeouts left? What point in the game are we at? You got to coach football. This is not mathematics and like this is not trigonometry.
Can I
this
ask
is
you a
football.
hypothetical in the middle of this whole scenario? You know me. Like, as things come to me, I have to just say it, right? If we should lose to, I'm going to just say, because the only one that I could possibly see now would be SMU prior to getting to Pittsburgh, maybe, which I would have a week ago said no way. Like I did say, we were going undefeated. If we were to lose to SMU, we're out of we're
Out of everything.
like, is that it?
That's it. You could not lose. I was going to mention that, like, Miami can still control their destiny right now, especially for the playoff. ACC, we still
Same
have to
situation as last year.
Yep.
Same.
And it's happening earlier in the year. Last year it happened at the 10th game. Right now it happened at the 6th game.
Yeah.
So we're in an earlier position. So for me, this team controls its own destiny right now. This could be, like I said to you, if you want to go cup half full, this could be definitely a wake-up call for the team. Right, and I want to stay cup half full. I don't want to bash the University of Miami. I don't want to bash. Well, we're just trying to be honest, right? And we still control what we need to control right now. But if you lose to an SMU, you lose to Pittsburgh. It doesn't matter where you lose right now. You can't drop another game. The pressure's on. And
should they lose to SMU, what becomes the fans' mindset? I know how I feel, but I see things from a different vantage point, right? You know that.
Yeah.
Right.
Every single coach and player we've had on this show has mentioned this is Mario's 4th year, and generally it takes 4 years to build a program. Don Solinger said it on our podcast. It takes 4 years to really build a program from within, inside out. Interior out. And Mario has done that to an extent, right? Like, he focused offensive line, defensive line, and he's built it out. So after you see a guy's entire recruiting cycle, these are all Mario's guys now, right? With the exception of maybe like a Mesidor, right? Like, these are all Mario's guys. If you're still getting the same results, nothing is going to change. It's the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. We are expecting different results when we see the same thing happening. It's a pattern, like I said. And that's the only reason why I gave such a bad prognostication on our record going into the season. Because what did the fan base really see that told them preseason that this was an undefeated team? What? Tell me. Put it in the chat. What could you have possibly saw? Our whole secondary decimated. We had to rebuild. An entire wide receiver room completely new. An entire new quarterback who was coming off injury. And Mario Cristobal's consistent poor coaching. There's your 4 preseason. Where do you see undefeated in that? Just being honest. I want Miami to win. I'm a fucking nut job fan. I just couldn't even sleep that night when I went home. I fucking was doing videos at 2:00 in the morning. I can
confirm that this guy continues to wake me up at ridiculous hours, and they're not booty calls.
Like, I'm not saying we're going 8-4. I just want to put that on record. I do not think we're going to drop 3 more games.
Yeah.
But could we drop another game? 100%. How can you say not with what you've seen? You don't know what's going into these kids' heads now. Now it's a doubt factor. And if anybody's played football...
That's a great point, Mike, because you know what? That doubt factor is what creeps in. Look, Mike Tyson, way before your time, right? Young Mike Tyson. Unbeatable. Buster Douglas shattered that invincibility. Shattered it. Mm-hmm. And when you just punch a bully in the face, that bully doesn't feel as tough as he used to feel. It's just how it is.
And when you're talking about young
and I'm
kids,
telling you, man, Miami looks very, very... And who was drinking their Kool-Aid? Was I not? I was. I got to take that L. I deserve to get ragged on from oppositional fan bases.
Yeah.
But they were really exposed. He was really exposed.
And that one comment that you read is a big point that I agree with whoever said that comment. Now that Miami's on film with what they just saw, other teams are going to be able to see where Miami's weak points are now. It's on film. It was aired out.
Where was Ruben Bain?
Non-existent. And I think that was a great job by Jeff Brom to flow the game opposite side of Bain. He kept going against him. That outside zone run was on Mesidor's side.
You never felt, if you were in that stadium, you never felt like we could seize control of that game.
Nope.
We got really lucky. I mean, plays happen, so you take
That
it.
fumble.
Otherwise, that game's over.
The game was over at the 5-minute mark. Yeah, it was over.
I couldn't believe it.
I couldn't believe it either. It was amazing.
But here's the other question I have, Mike. On that last drive, are you playing for a field goal?
It seemed that way.
Oh, I can't stand this guy.
Listen,
I can't stand him.
Listen.
He's garbage, man. Do you people understand what this guy is as a coach? Man, do you understand? There's 50 coaches better than this guy, if not more.
This is what I'm saying. Clock management. Take a timeout, reset. You have enough timeouts, and you had about a minute left in the game. You let the clock. Their 2-minute offense is so bad.
I don't want to hear anything about a Ponzi scheme and an NCAA scandal. Is there someone out there that doesn't think I could go recruit better players than him or as good? Do you not? Do you? Well, you already know I have before. I can. With free money?
Yeah. All right,
and I would own the inner city. Why do you think these podcasts don't say? You know what my favorite thing was? And I don't even want to mention the guy's name. He's talking about who's going to be the key X factor, Josiah Trader or Jordan Lyle. And this is one of the two podcasters. The X factor to what? First guy to the parking lot because he didn't have to shower?
It's so bad.
What are we talking about, man? Be honest with these people, man. Be honest. We're your program. We're your fans. Be honest.
You know, I've been saying it for the longest time. On our preseason, I said, where is going to be the fuck up in the game or in this season? I remember pointing it out, and I can clip it.
Who is Dennis Smith, man? Who is D-Train? What is his football acumen and background?
Nothing.
Man, you're a straight fugazi, man.
Listen, year 1, Middle Tennessee State loss. Year 2, Georgia Tech not taking a knee. Year 3, blowing a 21-point lead to Syracuse. Year 4, blowing a Louisville at home Friday night in your 4th year.
Go win this ACC and get in the playoffs, or seriously, give up your job. That's it. And if the fan base doesn't agree with me, I'm not allowed to curse.
Listen, I don't know. Again, I don't want to sit here and...
There's 100 other guys that could bring talent into this place. It's unlimited money.
Yeah.
Unlimited, man. This is South Florida. There is nothing like it in the country.
It's unacceptable.
Let me ask my producers, is there anything like South Florida?
No. Unfortunately not. There isn't. Maybe Florida when they're winning. Florida, Gainesville. I want to ask you a question to your point where you're saying that 50 other coaches better than Cristobal.
Yeah.
You putting Napier up there? He's an exception.
Man, the guy's a dictator, man. He's a dictator. Dictate some wins.
I don't want to interrupt, but I have your surprise guest ready.
Oh, wow.
We would love it.
Miguel, would you mind letting our surprise guest in?
Oh, let's see what this is. I don't even know who this is.
This is Louisville's
oh my God.
mascot.
It's Little Red Riding. It's Little Red Riding Hood.
Oh, we have the Louisville Cardinal.
Hey,
oh my
How you guys
God.
doing today, this Monday morning?
Oh my God.
Happened to be walking by, and I heard all the commotion in here. I actually put my ear to the window, and I see you guys are having a rough morning. So I just wanted to come by.
Boy, there's nothing.
You know, I pecked for food, and you guys pecked wins away.
I cannot believe this is happening.
So how's the state of the University of Miami today, fellas?
Not good.
Is there no shame you won't undo?
Oh, I have. There's no limits I will not go to. Actually, I made some notes.
I would love to hear them.
I got some notes here for you guys. Here,
Well,
here we go.
I'm usually the one asking
some notes
questions,
here.
so
You really have done it this time, Rudy. Rudy the Red Rooster.
All right. So have you ever noticed that Mario and Santa Claus have the same schedule? They both show up once a year and give gifts, except Mario gifts come wrapped in blown leads, timeouts, and terrible play calls.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
So fellas, how you feeling, man? How you feeling?
You know, I just got a lot off my chest. I was really, you know, the game loss really. What can I call you, by the way?
You just call me Red.
Oh, okay.
I call you Card.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna come light in the mood, but I guess you guys are still in the middle of your dissertation.
Listen,
Mike, let me ask you a question. Based on what we both know,
yeah.
I'm going to ask you, here or gone next year? JoJo Trader.
Gone.
Ray Joseph.
Gone.
Jordan Lyle.
Most likely gone. He would
and
be
I don't
the
know
only,
Jordan Lyle.
He'd be the only one on the fence because they're starting to get him some reps, which might kind of put him at ease. But his family and they're not particularly happy with the situation. Not that Shamar Brown is bad, and you know he's my favorite player on our team because he's that kind of runner. And Mark Fletcher's a great back.
I really have a question. Like, why? Going back to something you asked earlier, why would we go spend money in the portal? How about this other kid from who? Not CJ Daniels. Who's the other kid? Oh, from Cincinnati. Why are we spending money on guys on receivers outside of our own skill set? Chris, whatever. Tony, whatever.
I don't understand. Now I'm going to be serious. What I don't understand, because I get a lot of feedback from the same people you guys have these conversations with, you know, and they're saying, hey, you know, the reason why they're not putting these kids on the field is because they don't want to show them off to other programs. Okay, but isn't the job of this season is to win every game with your best players? And if that best player happens to be another freshman, because you don't want to play multiple freshmen because you have to re-recruit them, why not worry about that at the end of the season and not try to win today, now? And I never understood that philosophy. And that's, you know, I go to every UM game and I see, and there's a lot of talent sitting on the bench, and it's questions to be asked, right? Why are they not rotating the receivers, right?
Yeah.
The speed doesn't look above average, right? Like when you're looking at the receivers creating separation.
I don't see anything that looks freakish.
Malachi is special, but he's not your speed guy that's going to stretch the field, right? Like you need a JoJo Trader. You need guys that can really stretch the field. CJ Daniels is not that. He's a good receiver, but he's not a true number one. So who's your true number one? Malachi, you can say. But Malachi, I see him as a number two guy. I don't see him as a number one stretch guy, right? So, and Malachi is special. When I tell you Malachi is special, he's a special college football player. There's no denying that. But can you imagine if he had somebody that can stretch the field, what that kid would be doing in the middle of the field? It'd be incredible.
And I believe you have a guy like Josh Moore who could stretch the field for you with his height.
Where's your Isaac Brown on our side?
They don't have one.
No.
It should be Jordan Lyle.
So noticeable.
It should be Jordan Lyle.
You know what it could have been was last year's Chris Johnson. Look what he's doing at SMU.
Listen, let me say this, Mike. And this is a complete 360 for me from where I stood last week. Now I see us as vulnerable. And that doesn't mean we can't win the ACC still, potentially, even though we don't control it, or make the playoffs. But I see us as where there's going to be some serious decisions that have to be made about the direction we're going in.
So let me ask you guys this. I know
if we should lose to an SMU,
right?
That game has really become the entire season.
But do you guys think you guys are overreacting on loss? Like the landscape of college football has changed.
I agree right away. Well, I said it last week.
Yeah.
The parity is undeniable.
And I know there's a lot of emotion with this loss.
Listen. The
may
parity,
be overreacting.
Listen, this is not an overreaction. The parity is undeniable. There's no question. Danny Cannell spoke about it the other day. I just saw it. Good points. And I had said the same thing a week ago. The reason why I think it's so serious now, and it's really, is because we've really been exposed for something that we're not. That offensive line should have mashed Louisville. Yeah. That's the strength of this offense.
You're always going to have one game a year where you don't play your best. Everything's going wrong. Maybe it was that game. Look, Ohio State lost to Michigan last year at home. The world was falling apart. Ryan Day should be fired and walked out, and we were making fun of him. Should be arrested on site in the parking lot, okay? And he won a national championship.
And your point's well taken. Yeah. And that's why I started off the show by saying the cup is still half full.
I think they
could still do stuff. My issues, Red, is the issues behind the scenes.
Right.
That's really my beef.
Got it.
That's really my beef.
Got it.
A loss, it's very disappointing.
Right.
But it's not the end of the world.
We're going to see what Mario, and I've said this on other shows with you guys. Give Mario the year. Let's see how they do with adversity. This is true adversity, right? You lose this game. Now, you may not be in the ACC championship. You need a couple things to go your way here. They're going to be a playoff team, right? But let's see how he can get them refocused, re-engaged. The talent's there. Get Carson back, focused again. And maybe they run the table. Who knows? I think the roster is good enough. But it falls again on Mario and getting the focus of the team and making the right decisions when crunch time comes. I think he got too conservative. The pace of that game offensively was
that guy's balls turned to marbles.
Yeah.
But we talk of that's what I'm saying, Andy, is like we talk about it every week of conservative, right? And like we hear it from the fan base. Okay, week 1 against Notre Dame, there's conservative. Now against Florida, then Florida State in the second half, like fourth quarter. Like it's a pattern of conservativeness, and like maybe it's a wake up call. Maybe it'll be good for us, But like when you see this consistent pattern, and I think Nevin, for you, like if Miami were to drop one more game, I think you could give your State of the Union address to Mario because the season would be over. You cannot lose another game. So you wouldn't even have to wait until the end of the year to give your prognostic or give your thoughts on Mario, because one more loss and we're done.
This whole season comes down to November 1.
Well, Red, do you have anything in your last comments here before we leave?
You are playing another Cardinal this week, so I might have to bring this up. I may see you next Monday again. Hopefully not.
God dang, if we lose Stanford, that's a whole different set of circumstances there. They're terrible.
Yeah.
So, I don't see that any longer.
It can't be that bad. They beat...
Yeah, all right. We're not going to go there.
This is a UM show.
Yeah,
I just want to be clear. I only said shit one time.
I know I heard.
And it was on our text that you read.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you did. Okay. Yeah.
Proud of you now.
You got one. No, look, that's amazing.
Good job.
All right. Do I still collect my bonus?
We'll see now for the Jewish holiday.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I just want to let you. All right. Because I wanted you guys to understand that, like it's not all bluster and this, like it's factual, man. We get a lot of information. We know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Listen, and for just to confirm that, I'm around it. I hear it. I'm hearing the same information. I'm not as emotionally tied as these two. They're very passionate about the University of Miami. I got a lot of respect for that. I got a lot of passion for my team, and I get emotional on certain things, and sometimes you can't see clearly. But a lot of the information they're getting back is what's getting back, right? And it is what it is, and I can confirm that. I'm just going to give advice to both of you. Just patience through this process. Let's see what the year ends at, and let's see if Mario can really earn his paycheck this year and get them focused and re-engaged. And I think they have a top 5 roster for sure.
So let me ask you a final question, and we'll log off here. If Mario Cristobal were to lose 1 or 2 more games, should he be, we know we've already said he's not going anywhere, but should he be on the hot seat?
It's a tough one. If you have another 10-win season, how can you put him on the hot seat? This program couldn't get 5 games, 6 games. I think it's still he's in his 4th year, right?
Mm-hmm. Year 4. Yeah, I think you give him a pass. You're not even halfway through that contract yet. If you guys are not subscribed yet, please click that subscribe button before you leave. And of course, as always, we'll catch you on the next one.